Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new tattoo video. Oh my gosh, what is the tea? What is the Scalding Hot Darjeeling, the Lapsang Souchong, the Earl Grey? What is the tea?
It's disgusting.
Today we are back for my first of many tattoo tour videos that are going to be coming up very soon. Now, today we are going to be talking about my Simpsons Treehouse of Horror arm. All the line work has been done, and I want to go through the arm, talk about each piece, the pain, healing so far, and everything, which is very exciting. I know. For the regular viewers who are here, you're going to be saying, why am I talking about this one when I haven't done a video on my gaming arm or my Mortal Kombat leg when they're both finished?
I don't understand anything.
Like my gamer arm, I did do a line work tattoo video for this one, so I also wanted to do one for my Simpsons arm as well. But because we're going to be coloring this in on Monday, and we only just finished the line work like a week ago, I had a really small window to make this video. So please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell if you are new, so you don't miss any videos that are coming up. I do videos regarding a whole variety of topics, not just tattoo work, but at the moment, it's tattoos. But anyway, yes, let's not beat around the bush, Rattly, and get on with this video.
Finally.
As some of you do know, I am a massive Simpsons fanatic, and this is a very, very hard one to keep secret. I've had this planned for so long, but I'm a huge Simpsons fanatic. I have been ever since I was like a literal infant. I've just been so obsessed with The Simpsons, like many millennials. The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror is something that has been very impactful in my life and my development as a person, and my references and my jokes and things. I referenced it so much, and I just had to get my arm fully dedicated to something that has, you know, given me so much joy over the years and still does now. We'll start with a hand. So I will be doing close-ups of everything as well. So I know it's going to be difficult necessarily seeing in this shot, but I will do close-ups of everything so you can properly see. Let's start with my hand. So my hand, I have the Homer Simpson in the Jack in the Box, which is from Halloween Special 2.
She's heading to the chair.
Now, it was based on this image. I really loved this image of Homer Simpson as a Jack-in-the-Box. I loved a lot of the older animations where they kind of had more sort of like off-looking features and off-looking kind of like animations and things. We first of all did the section on my hand and then went up to my top of my wrist here. What I will say is the left side of my body definitely hurts more than the right side. We haven't started coloring it, of course, so maybe my judgment might change a bit, but so far, just in the line work, the left side has been more painful than the right. I don't know if that's because I'm right-handed, so maybe my nerves on this side, because I use my right arm for everything. Like my right leg is my forward leg I use. So I don't know if maybe my senses are slightly numbed on this side more because I use this side more.
What are you talking about?
We started off with the Jack-in-the-Box down here, and he kind of did it more of like an angle kind of looking down at Homer rather than him being on like sideways. So it's kind of hard to tell like here, but there's a slight sort of like up angle looking down on him. We do still need to add something on this part of the Jack-in-the-Box here. So now in the actual show, it is a star, but I think we might do like a Bart Simpson skull in it. A lot of this was all done freehand as well, so none of this was kind of just taking the image and using it. We definitely edited a lot, and you'll see a lot more as we go on. We also added a skull on the side of my hand here with a candle melting. This is from a different episode. I can't remember exactly what intro it's from, but it's basically from the intro. There's like a skull with fire on it. We kind of just put it there just to fill the gap in because we wasn't too sure what to put here because we couldn't put anything too detailed. The hand didn't swell very much. It was okay. I think once we start coloring it in, the hand will probably swell. When we colored in this hand, obviously it swelled quite a lot up. And then we moved on to the inside, and we did a Kang as the alien here. Now, originally, I didn't know what, I was going to have them kind of like together, Kang and Kodos as the two aliens. I was going to kind of put them together. You can see them here. I was like, because the imagery of them is basically identical, I was like, I'm just gonna put one of them. So you can call this Kang or you can call it Kodos. Either way, you can't really tell. But this again was a image that we edited ourselves. This is the image that everyone tends to get tattooed in them when it comes to Simpsons and Kang, but I didn't want him to look happy. I was like, I don't want the aliens to look happy. I get that like they're kind of happy and angry at the same time, but I just didn't want him to look happy. So we kind of edited it. We pulled his brow bone down a bit so it had more of like an arch that looks more evil. And we also changed the tentacles. They kind of came up more, and they weren't, if you can see, the tentacle kind of comes up around here as well. We didn't want them just to kind of be here. So we kind of wanted to make it so it was a bit thinner because the other ones the tentacles kind of stuck out more sideways. We kind of edited the image to make him look a bit scarier and to make his teeth a little bit more sort of sharp. So moving on to the side, it's kind of difficult to show here, but we have the gremlin from Halloween Special 4. Now this is the school bus where basically they were on the school bus and the gremlin comes on the side. I think it's pretty much, I think it's marked after a Twilight Zone episode. I really wanted the gremlin there, which would be nice. The funny thing about it is the gremlin kind of looks like Mo Sislak, so it's kind of like a nice little mash between Mo and the gremlin, but the gremlin is put here. This part of the arm is quite painful. Most of the inside is quite bad. Anything that doesn't really see the sun as much is the more painful areas. Like the outsides tend to not hurt as much. So this part is kind of hard to show. So I'm just going to show like an actual image of it like straight away. We have the cat again from Halloween Special 2, Snowball 2, that has been changed into this sort of like demonic kind of being. I've always loved this imagery of Snowball 2 being transformed into this like being. So we put that onto my elbow because it really fit with his little ears, like the little sort of ears that come up here with the flowers. It really fit well like round the elbow section. So we were like, put it there, perfect position. As I said, all this was drawn freehand. So everything was really custom done to my arm. None of it was just taking an image, popped it there. Everything was kind of like custom done, which is really nice to have like my own 100% unique arm that no one is ever going to have.
She thinks she is so great.
So yeah, so as Snowball comes down here, the flames come around here. I do have a mole here that we had to miss, but it's fine. My left arm is a little bit more moly than my right. I don't really have many skin tags or anything on my right side, so it's kind of easy on that side, but there is a few moles on this one. But yeah, we just kind of missed the mole here, which is fine. And then we have the Simpsons atom sign that we had here. We kind of just wanted to put it in there as like a little nod, I guess, to the Simpsons.
Well, isn't that nice?
So when I first got the first set of line work done, of course I didn't really talk about it, but I had so many people in videos and being like, where is Lisa? Why haven't you got Lisa added on? We actually do have Lisa Simpson now on my arm. We have her here. This is just her skull. My least favorite Simpsons character in the actual family is Lisa Simpson. In the early seasons, I think she was better. I feel like now she's kind of a bit of like an annoying little like bitch.
How could you?
In the Halloween special episodes, Lisa doesn't really have like a fun transformation. Yes, there's one episode where she's a snail in Halloween Special 3. Like, I don't really want a snail of Lisa and me. Yes, she's also an owl in one of them. Her imagery just isn't really fun. So I was just like, do you know what? Why don't we put her skull? We needed something to kind of like go in this section anyway, because there was a little bit of a gap here. And her skull just kind of like fit perfectly because it's always quite a circular shape. So we put her skull here, which I'm very happy about. Now, so one of my favorite parts of the entire arm is the melting Homer, which is here. Now, this is actually not from a Treehouse of Horror episode. This is from an episode, I can't remember what season exactly, I think it's season 3. It's called Brother from the Same Planet, where basically Homer and Bart have a big falling out. There's a scene where basically Homer forgets to pick Bart up from his football game, and on the way home, when he gets him eventually, he tries to like pawn it off. Bart then looks at Homer Simpson, and Homer just like melts into this like demonic being and just goes, no, how about a hug?
How about a hug?
I used to get so scared of this when I was a child. It used to scare me to death. And I just loved the image of Homer Simpson. Obviously, as I got older, I loved the image of Homer Simpson melting. And I was just like, although it's not technically from a Treehouse of Horror episode, it looks like it's from a Treehouse of Horror episode because it's so like grotesque and demonic. So I had to get him somewhat on my arm, and he fitted really perfectly in this part of my bicep section. And it's actually my favorite part of the entire arm because I just love that image of him. Woohoo! I'm going to go more into details about healing and things after I've talked about it properly. Let's go to the side, and we have here Marge Simpson as the witch.
That's right. I'm a witch.
It's all about the Salem witch trials. You know, most of these things are about like parodies of things. So this is Salem witch trials. So we actually edited this image ourselves. We used these two images and we kind of combined them together and then edited the way that her hand looked. I really loved how she had this green kind of like aura coming out of her hand. Most people, when they get these tattoos, they tend to get this tattoo of Marge and they get this image tattooed on them. And I really didn't want, like, again, because I'm like, I'm different. I really didn't want like the image that everyone kind of gets themselves. We edited the image ourselves and we combined these two images, changed her hand shape so she was more sort of, her hand was more to herself and the green aura was kind of just like an aura around her hand. This is sort of my little unique image, which I really like. So I love this. I love this. My favorite Simpsons character ever is Marge Simpson. I think she's the funniest one. She has the best lines.
How about Ghost Mutt?
She's just, I just love her. So I had to get her put at quite a poignant place on my arm. Now around the back of the arm, I do have Mr. Burns as the vampire, again from Halloween Special 4. When it comes to this Mr. Burns tattoo, everyone always gets this image tattooed in them. They always get this image. And I just, again, I didn't want the same thing that everyone had. So what we did is we used this image of Mr. Burns as like the reference point, and then Hyro just kind of like drew on the image and kind of made his own. So this is what we ended up with, and I'm very, very happy. It fits nicely in the back of my arm. I am totally in love. Now, I also have on the inside of my bicep here, we will start with groundskeeper Willie as Freddy Krueger.
What a rare acquaintance.
Again, this was another one of those ones where we had to edit the image a bit more because of the shape of it. So this is the image that we were going on, but unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but his rake that he's holding, so he's meant to be Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street, but the rake that he's holding was too sideways and it wouldn't fit properly in this area very well. So Hyro just drew him sort of like holding the rake more vertically up, so it kind of fitted in this area a bit better. I absolutely love it. We are going to edit the colors on him slightly because the colors that are in The Simpsons are like orange and black, but Freddy Krueger was like red and black. So we're going to make the stripes red and black rather than orange. One of my favorite horror films ever is Nightmare on Elm Street. I love the concept. I love Freddy Krueger. He will be going on my horror movie leg at some point. Yeah, we put groundskeeper Willie there as the Freddy Krueger. Now up here, you can kind of see it. Again, I'll do proper shots. It's kind of a combination. We used this image of a zombie from Halloween Special 3. And there's also this image of Principal Skinner. Now, it kind of blended together and it kind of looks like Principal Skinner, but it's also the zombie. So it's like a mix of both, because of course we didn't really know what to put in this little section up there. We didn't want to put anything that was like too iconic, because of course it's kind of hidden. I'm really happy with it. I really like it. So brains, Sue Dopes, you rascal. I thought you were dead. And up the top here, of course, we have the iconic Flanders as the devil, and then behind it here we have the bad dream house from Halloween Special 1.
Flanders! You're the devil?
So we actually used a few images of Ned Flanders as the devil. Again, we edited it ourselves. This is always the one that people get tattooed in them, but I just didn't really want to get it done. Like I didn't want that. Everything we've done is custom because he's been drawing everything himself. We put these three images together. We changed his face from the happy sort of like smiley to more of an evil, and we used the flame around him as like a cut between tattoos. So it was nice to kind of like section them off with a bit of fire around them. We used that image of Ned Flanders, and of course, my favorite Halloween special is Halloween Special 1. I just absolutely adore it. It reminds me a lot of my dad as well, because he was really into that one as well. I had to get the bad dream house, because of course with the area of this sort of like shoulder section, it's kind of difficult to put anything that's like faces or things because of the way that it curves. So we put the house up here because it kind of worked, because in the end of Halloween Special 1, the house implodes in itself and it kind of like deforms and becomes like nothing and then explodes. So what we're doing is we put the house here because it doesn't matter if it's a bit bent in things, because it kind of fits the theme. So once we color that section in, we will be doing like laser beams coming out of it and kind of like broken, like making the wood a bit broken and things. We also got like the tree branches around, which will be extended to be more sort of like pointy, not just stubs. But Halloween Special, the bad dream house, I love it. I just love it so much. I think what we might be doing with the hand is in that episode, there's like a vortex in the kitchen.
Homer! What's this thing in the corner?
And I think what we might do is put like a vortex down here, underneath here, just so it goes down onto my hand a bit more, because I don't want just like the box colored in and then just blank. I want it to be like fully covered. So that's what I'm probably going to do down there. But yeah, the bad dream house, absolutely love. We have here kind of like half on the shoulder, half going onto the chest. We have Bart Simpson as the Raven.
Nevermore, 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 nevermore.
Now, again, this is from Halloween Special 1, the final story that Lisa Simpson reads from Edgar Allan Poe. I can't tell you precisely what it was, but this, I just love it. It just feels, I don't know. I can't really put into words. Like, I just love that story. I had to get little Bart as the Raven there. We used this image. This is the image again that people tend to use when it comes to the Bart Simpson Raven. He's kind of just standing like that. Again, I didn't want that, so we used this image of him flying. We kind of edited it a tiny bit. Yeah, we got it down here. Now, ignore that the feet look a bit weird. We're going to be like altering the feet a tiny bit, so that's why they look a bit strange. But once it gets fully done, you'll be able to see like claws and things. So of course it's not completely done yet, but that's very exciting. But the Raven and Bart Simpson #1, again, I just love that so much. I was like, I had to get that in me somewhere. I had to get it somewhere. So I also have the little Hell's Kitchen demon here, which is the demon that comes up when Homer sells his soul for the donuts. Again, a lot of the earlier Simpsons episodes had like very strange sort of really weird designs for things, and I just loved this image of the Hell's Kitchen demon. I wanted to make sure that he was next to Ned because, you know, they're entwined together, so I thought that was a good thing to put them together. Finally, for the characters that we have so far, I do have a Krusty the Clown here on my left side of my chest as the doll from hell.
Take this object, but beware, it carries a terrible curse.
So again, that one is from Halloween Special 3. It is the first story that Lisa Simpson tells. Again, these early seasons of Halloween specials, I just love them so much. And I just had to get Krusty the Clown somewhere. That we had to kind of like make our own image, because the images that people tend to use are like these ones. Hyro just kind of drew the doll sitting down, but then added in a knife as well. So it was all, again, all of this is like custom done himself. Like none of this is like taken, you know, really from copy and paste. He just kind of edited drawings to kind of make them fit together. Oh, so there's also little, there's little like ghostly faces here, and we have some kind of around. We're gonna add some more as well as we go. I think there's some around here. I can't on the top of my head exactly where we put them. There's this image of Homer Simpson in the Raven story where these like ghostly kind of like smoke demons are kind of like going around him, and I love the imagery here. I absolutely love how it looks, and it's really to me it's beautiful. So I asked him, I was like, is there a way that we can add these kind of like smoky demons in like the background to kind of fill space and stuff? So yeah, we got some of them added here into my arm, and they do go around here, and there's like, we're gonna add like some here as well. That is all of the characters we have so far. Now, we have part of it coming down here, but we also have like a space down here. So I want some way to match in the gaming sleeve with the Simpsons one. So there's probably going to be something else like added here to kind of conjoin them two. So I'm not sure exactly what we're going to put there yet. I have lots of ideas, but it's just trying to work them out together. So what we're doing is we're going to finish all of this first and then try to match in something, because I really want Banjo-Kazooie added on my right side, and there's a few other characters that I wouldn't mind adding on the left side. So the way that we can kind of like blend them together, maybe they can be interacting with each other to kind of make them merge together. Let's talk about pain. The left side of my body definitely hurt more than the right side. I don't know what it's going to be when the coloring comes into it, because of just doing line work feels very different than coloring. When you're actually shading and things, like that's a lot more painful, more needles are going in, it's a little bit more intense. It might be different, I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm not looking forward to it too much. I'm very excited to get it colored in, but the pain wise, I'm not too much looking forward to it, because especially because we're going to be doing the inside. When it comes to this arm, definitely the inner bicep here is probably one of the most painful places. Now, I'm gonna be truly honest. A lot of people say that this part here, the elbow ditch here, is like the most painful place in the arm. I disagree.
I disagree.
The higher you go up, like this section here is far more painful. Everyone's going to be different, but personally to me, I don't feel like it's that bad. I actually think the hand hurts more than the elbow ditch. This is like middle, and the hand and the armpit is definitely towards the top of the pain scale. This side of the arm here, like the front part of the arm here, and this section of like the arm and shoulder, I can literally sit there for like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and like not need a break. I just don't feel like it hurts very much. And like that's one section that doesn't really swell either. The inside of my arm tends to swell a bit, and like my hand, but like the outside and the shoulders like don't have any kind of real effect afterwards. It kind of just heals relatively quickly as well. The most difficult is definitely my chest. I found on both sides the chest seems to take a bit longer to heal than anything else. Maybe it's just because that is the most sensitive area. The chest is definitely the most painful part I've ever been tattooed in my entire... No, maybe not. No, my leg ditch is the most painful, but the chest is like number 2 when it comes to pain-wise. I think as well, because of how much you move and you're doing this and things and you're stretching, it pulls the, you know, the skin a bit more. It gets irritated slightly more than like, say, the outside of your arm. Even just like lifting things up, you're engaging your chest muscles, which then makes the skin sort of tense and then pull and stuff. So I didn't realize how much I used my chest section, skin and muscle, like just doing everyday things until I started getting my chest tattooed. This section here as well was also quite difficult, where Bart the Raven is, because that's really on the bend where you're like moving and, you know, the skin pulls quite a lot in this section here. When it comes to getting line work as well, it's really not that taxing on your body's kind of like your stamina, I guess, to sit for long sessions. With line work, I can sit for hours and hours and hours, and like by the end of the day, I still feel okay because it's just not as intense than doing actual colorings. We did this in like 2 days. The first day was like mostly just kind of like drawing and fully designing, and we did like a few hours of tattooing. And the second day, we did like, I think we did 9 hours. Was it 8? It was like 8 or 9 hours. We just literally started from the very first bit of the day and just like did the entire arm basically in one sitting. But yeah, with line work, I don't feel like it's very taxing. Again, people find it very different, but like for me personally, line work wasn't really that taxing. Coloring is where like you do have a kind of limit where you're like, okay, I need to like stop now. And it healed relatively quickly, yeah. Like the longest section took to heal was the chest in this inner part here. This has been like a week and a half now, and it's pretty much done. Like I can kind of feel bits of it are still a tiny bit raised, but the most minusculous bit, but for all intents and purposes, it's like healed. Like I can touch it, it doesn't hurt, I can pull and everything. So that is my Simpsons Halloween special arm so far. I am starting to get it colored in on Monday, as I've said before. So yeah, we're going to be doing the Kang first. Very, very excited. The Simpsons has been such a huge part of my life, and I always knew that I wanted to get something to do with Simpsons on me. I couldn't just get one or two things. I was like, it needs to be more, so I just dedicated my entire arm to the Simpsons, which I just love. I love. I'm sure a lot of people get a lot of nostalgia kind of just watching through this video. I love it so much.
Give it a rest.
Please let me know if you do have any questions about what I've done so far, any future plans you want to know, let me know. There are some things that I am still keeping secret properly about my left leg. I've said little hints, but I haven't shown shown designs or anything yet. And of course, no one really knows what I'm doing with my back or my front. The chest was a slight recent altercation because I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my chest to begin with, but I couldn't narrow down what I wanted to just an arm, so I didn't mind them kind of coming down onto my chest. When I said I was starting tattooing, I wasn't like joking around. I was like, no, we're doing this shit. Like, go, 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 go. So yes, as I said, please let me know any questions you might have down below about what I, anything you want to know, let me know. Any, if you just want to share some Simpsons fun things you remember, please let me know. If you are a Simpsons fan, share some of your memories and things. Please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos that are coming up. And of course, follow my social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is linked down below. Today's Twitch shout out goes to BonnieXam6. Thank you for following me over on Twitch. Thank you. Again, if you would like to be in with a chance of being on my Twitch shout out, come follow me on Twitch. I'm going to be streaming the new Resident Evil 4 remake very soon. As soon as it's out, I think it's tomorrow or the day after. I'm really excited. Anyway, yeah, come follow me on Twitch. We'll be streaming, probably on Friday. A massive shout out to my lovely Patreons whose names you can see on the side of the screen here. And an extra special shout out to my top tier Patreons. Amanda, Dorina Pina, Miranda Hart, Athena Barrington, Hunter Portwood, Erin Grace, Jenna Beth Herman, Zoe Severe, Heather McFarland, Christina Kyle, Benjamin Baker, Robin Scott Palmer, Corin Pemberton, Bethard, Steph Tech, Caitlin Wright, Chloe Louise, Shell Herman, and Kelly Bowser. Thank you for being my top tier Patreons. There is a link down below if you would like to be in the Patrons as well. Anyway, be fabulous, be amazing, be gay, be everything you want to be, and don't let any bitch out there say that you can't be you. Why is that? Because you are flawless.